Pow, 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 pow! Welcome to the Sunday Funday Pow stream. I am guessing that you're watching this in replay, so check the description for when this video actually gets going and we start coding, or hang around and see the kind of like a pre-stream or where we get ourselves organized and just chit-chat a little bit. If you're actually here right now, then I would love it if you could say hi in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm a little late, but that's how it goes sometimes. I was reading a book about scanners, very interesting for me, because I think maybe, I'm one of them, interested in multiple things and excel when I can do them all at the same time. So we'll see where that book takes me. I can recommend it. So hi in the chat, and let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from. If you like, you are also allowed to just lurk around and watch. So let's tell everybody the stream is on, and then we'll get going coding. And today we are gonna have a look at Userbase's built-in payment feature. So for POW, I created my own because Userbase wasn't done when I started using it, but now it's time to move over before I get any more customers. So Stavanger says hi. Yoo-hoo! And yeah, you're not supposed to talk about that on stream, but my hair was a mess today. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna just pop into some chatty. So Twitter, just let everybody know that we are live. And then do some Discord servers. We are live. Woohoo! Party popper, my new favorite emoji. Party popper, we are live. And then popping into some Discords to say the same thing. Let's see, where's the live there? Self-promotion, I guess. Gonna pop it in the self-promotion group. Gotta promote yourself. So now I'm opening my own stream to copy. I probably should have copied this earlier though. I need to get some systems in place for these things so it takes less time every time I do them instead of messing around with it every time. Okay. Checking out the Userbase. All caps, maybe not. Checking out the Userbase JS built-in payment fee. I can't feature. So I'm a bad speller, but I'm a worse speller when it's when I'm doing stuff live, I notice. So let's pop it in here, live streams. Always fun if some new people show up. Self-promo, is there a live stream? No. Okay. I think we are good to go. So let's do a proper introduction. Ooh, I need my streaming software up. Okay, hopefully I won't close it down today. The last 2 times I've streamed, I've ended up closing down the StreamYard tab and everything goes black, but then I can just pull it up again and get back in there and I'm still streaming. So that's something I'm happy that StreamYard kind of, had made it possible to like mess it up like I did and just close down the tab. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen. Okay. I'm going to pull up POW for my introduction, and then we'll do the introduction and get on going. Use POW. Well, now you don't see me, so let's do it like this. Make it big. Okay, so I'm going to do the pow, pow, pow again and do the introduction. So, are you ready? Pow, 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 pow! Welcome to the Sunday POW stream, where I stream work I'm doing on POW, the privacy first menstrual cycle journal I'm making live, to share it with you and doing that, hip thing that is called build in public. My name is Benedicta. I am the mom and senior developer of Lily Labs. And together with me, I have Ola, the junior developer and dad, and also our intern Lillian that just turned 6 years old on last Monday. So we celebrated her. What is POW? So POW is an end-to-end encrypted menstrual cycle journal. You can head on over to usepow.app and read all about it. And if you're not, one of my preferred users, you can still sign up for the POW newsletter, or you can check the description for my more personal newsletter that I send out every Sunday. So that would be tonight. And I think that's all for the POW introduction. Let's head on over to what we're doing today. So Snooty is here and Ola is here. So that would be Ola, the junior developer. He's up in the attic. Addict. He's not an addict. He's up in the attic. But he should follow along because we're just doing exploration today. And I think maybe Ula will be the one to implement the change on POW. So concentrate. Okay. Yep. So let's head on over to the Userbase documentation so we can see what we're talking about. And I have forgotten to make a banner. So even though I made this nice introduction, people who are watching this afterwards will unfortunately have to see me struggle a little bit too, exploring the userbase.js built in. I don't think you write built that way. Built in payment feature. Should we also find then like a money emoji? Money emoji. Let's do the bag. Okay. There we go. And then I think feel free to join via the chat because I need to make it a little bit smaller, and otherwise let's see. There we go. Then you should be able to see my terminal when we start coding. I've had some problems with that in the past. Okay, then we are ready. So let's head on over to Userbase. So Userbase is the backend as a service we are using for POW. And oh, wow, now they have like a code pen. So things are changing fast over at Userbase. They just kind of released some new features. And this feature that we're exploring today, I think they've had it for almost, well, not a full year. I think it was this summer it came out. So POW was released March 8th of last year, almost a year ago. And at that time, Userbase didn't have the payment feature done. And when it was done, they only had support for one plan. And with POW, you can choose to sign up for a monthly plan or a yearly plan. So I kind of just hacked together my own solution, knowing that Userbase would come out with support for multiple plans. They're very supportive in their email communication. So I knew they were going to come out with support for multiple plans. So I didn't really spend that much time on my solution. So fun fact now, if somebody cancels their POW subscription, they still have access. But that will obviously change when we implement Userbase's solution. So this is Userbase. I guess, well, where should I point? This way? No, that way. Woo. Userbase over here, over there. Okay, I'm not going to be pointing. I'm going to point. It's in front of me. Anyway, so Userbase create the secure and private web apps using only static JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So Userbase is perfect if you want to make a privacy-first kind of Jamstack approached web app. I think they also now, I see in the docs that they also now have a tutorial for how to make a Cordova app and how to make an Electron app. Interesting, share global data is coming soon, and then also create an offline first app, which is kind of what I want, because most of my users, like, they're mostly on their phone and they don't really have to be hooked up to the backend at all times. So I'm very interested in that tutorial when it's coming, and I'll probably do a stream on that when that comes. Now, Ula is saying, yeah, I love payment. So Ula likes the really practical parts of development. So that's cool. And then we have some more. Good morning to Lillian. So nice to have you all here. I love it when there's people in the chat. Anyway, so today we are going to go and look at the JavaScript Sdk software developer kit. And we will... Why is my mouse not? Oh, I have the mouse on the wrong scroll. That's why it's not scrolling. Okay. Payments, purchase subscription, cancel subscription, resume subscription, and update payment methods. So that's pretty much all you need for payment subscription kind of system. And you might be thinking, oh, is it only for subscriptions? And for so this is hooked up to Stripe. And for a long time in Stripe, you create a product, and then the product had different plans. And you can do monthly, you can do yearly, and stuff like that. Now, they've added support for one-time payments. So you can, within the same product, you could say that you have a subscription that is 1 year, 1 month, but you can also have like a lifetime plan. So that makes it interesting. So it's not really, they still call it a subscription, but you could then use this even if you just wanted to take one-time payments. So that's interesting. That's something I'm looking into for POW. Maybe have a lifetime plan that is fairly expensive, which is more like you invest in the project, because the more money I can get now upfront, the more time I can spend on POW. So instead of running a crowdfunder or doing something like that, I could have it as a part of the product and be like, hey, if you would believe in the product, if you want to support the product, buy a lifetime plan, and I can take a month off and do POW work. So that could be an interesting thing. We don't have that at the moment, and I don't know if I can. So because the POW subscriptions are on the old Stripe, so I don't know. Well, anywho, that is me rambling. Anyway, we are going to check out purchase subscription as the first one. And set it all up, because I have a test account now that I have done no payments on at all. So we're going to do it all. So we need to include the Stripe.js client in your web app. So I think they're just using the Stripe default checkout. Then connect the Stripe account to your Userbase admin account in your admin panel. Create a product with a recurring price in the Stripe dashboard. Take note of the price ID in the Stripe dashboard. Before, these prices were called plans, but now they're called prices, and they're good to go. We do Userbase, purchase subscription, success. So this is fairly similar to what we do when we call the Stripe checkout ourselves. But I'm guessing behind the scenes, Userbase is then probably adding some metadata on this checkout form, so that it can connect the Stripe subscriptions with the Userbase accounts. So that's what we need to do practically. There's some errors. Okay, good. The only other thing I'm thinking about is, so how does this then actually work? How does it block users from accessing data without having paid? So what they've done, which I think is pretty cool, is that when you try, so you can sign in, you can sign up, you can do all of these kind of users kind of methods. But as soon as you try to do open database or open database, then you will get a failure, an error, which is you haven't paid. So let's have a look at it and see if I'm right. So here, let's go to the errors. So many errors. Here, subscription plan not set, subscription not found, subscribe to incorrect plan, subscription inactive, trial expired. So we get one of these, and then we are not getting any of the data. So this is then, so in POW now, it's kind of only done on the front end. So if you're kind of hacking it, you could probably get access to your entries even without paying. But now it's actually done on the server side with Userbase. So they will not send data back if there is no active plan. So, hydrate. I needed that reminder. And let me know if you have any questions around Userbase, something that's not clear. I've been working with it now for a year, so I kind of, I will probably forget to explain some things that are now obvious to me, but weren't at the beginning. So just pop any questions you might have about Userbase in the chat. So yeah, so we have scripts. We have these error messages here that tell us that Userbase didn't send any data back to us, and this is the reason why. So what I'm interested in knowing is that if all of these if I could like add the data but not get it, that would be interesting. So get databases, I will get the information even though it's there's no valuable payment there. Which one was this? Insert item. It looks like I might even be able to insert items. This is something I've been like wrapping my hand around how I was going to do our sign up flow, because in POW, when you sign up, you add some data immediately to make it more valuable. Like when was your last menstruation, how long are your average menstrual cycles and stuff like that. And I would like to like input that before sending them to a payment form. And I had been thinking I would have to save that in local storage or something, but it looks like I can add that here with insert item, but then when they try to read it back, that's when they hit the payment wall, which I think is a very good design decision. So update item also looks like it doesn't have a payment error. Delete item. Ooh, this is interesting. You can delete stuff without having paid, which makes sense. Well, you won't be able to see them, so then you can't delete them, I guess. And then put transaction. Yep. Same thing here. So then we have a little bit of an overview of what we're doing. And I'm thinking also for this project, we're going to just use this Userbase kind of exploration project that I have, instead of having to get this all working with my Redux toolkit and all of that stuff on our proper POW project. So not only do I need to remember to hydrate, Snooty, I also need to remember to caffeine. Or maybe I don't. I think I'm talking pretty fast today. Anyway, so let's go to my profile. I think I have it pinned. I don't anymore. So let's search my own project. It's ugliest Userbase Gatsby something. Userbase. There it is. So it's quite a while since I worked on this. I worked on that for a video I did for Gatsby, virtual Gatsby days that kind of got canceled because of Corona and Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that. So it ended up being a video that I made this summer. So I can, if you're watching this in the replay, I'll try and to link to it. I guess it's up. Up here if I remember to. So it might be up there. Okay, so let's just check this out and get to work. I'm going to do some work over here just in case. See if I can find it in my file system. Otherwise, we'll just check it out again. Ugliest to do. I call it ugliest to do because that is the example that Userbase has. There, I think we have it. Ugliest, what did I call it here? Ugliest journal. Let's have a look at these two to see if those are the correct ones. But you know what? I'm just gonna check it out and see where we're at. So let me know if ever you can see everything fine and all of that kind of stuff. I never remember what I actually bumped these values to. I should write it down. So let's go into develop and then just make a directory. Make directory stream. And then we have to move into it. And then we'll just clone it. And see where we're at. Yarn install. So the reason for the ugliest to do is that if you head on over to Userbase, I think their quick start, is it? Yeah, here, it's the live demo. Do I have a demo here? So it's just called like the ugliest because there's no styling on it or anything. And I tried to kind of like make the same thing with, but just make it with Gatsby and Userbase the way that I have done with POW. So let's grab, yeah, it looks like we are good. Yarn, develop, let's see where we're at. We will probably have to update the Userbase version. I think I'm gonna just close you down over here. It's a little distraction to see everything happening in like multiple places. Okay. Yes, so here we are. We are good. Userbase with Gatsby. Let's check our env variables that we are using my test account. So I'm going to do that over here. Oh, I probably don't have any since this is all open. I'm sorry you get to go on this journey with me again with env variables. It's my nemesis these days. I just opened the project properly with code dot and then dot. So let's see what's happening. I put this up on GitHub, so there shouldn't be any secrets here. Okay, the config, Gatsby browser. Now you get to see me trying to figure out a project I made. But so here is my app, init Userbase, Gatsby Userbase app ID. So let's create some env variables in here. So I think in source, we just do .env development. not in source, in root. So the interesting thing with Gatsby is that it will only, and I think this is common for all like front-end libraries, it will only surface the secrets from process end that start with Gatsby underscore. Like everything else will be scrapped. And when you build, so this happens on build. So when you build a project, then Gatsby Userbase, anything with Gatsby underscore will be added to the process end that you get after building. So you can still have like other secrets that maybe your Netlify functions needs or something else in process end there, but it won't surface to the actual Gatsby project. So this took me a little while to like understand the first time I did it. So we just need the Gatsby Userbase app ID. And then we will log in. So this is a trial that I have, and this is our app ID. And I think Userbase now, because last time I logged in, I could only have 3 plans, 3 users, but now it says that, okay, the starter plan is limited to 1 app and 100 users, and we can test the payment portal, which is then only available when we have a paid subscription, but you can test it even though it's not paid. So you can, because in Stripe, you can have like a test mode. And I think this will only then work with the test mode if you're not paying. Yeah, so we will go back then and we'll take one of these users, January 30th. Now you get all my secrets. So this is not our project. This was our project, but let's rebuild it. Then hopefully with our keys. And familiarize ourselves with the project. So I think in this project, I kind of cheated a little bit and just put everything inside of app so that I have like a global state for the whole app and don't utilize the Gatsby pages feature. Okay, log in, January 30th. Service unavailable. We probably have to update, but let's also check that we have something here. We have it. So let's go to the docs. Let's just do yarn install latest. See if that solves it all. I don't know if I should start fixing all of these things before I do these streams, or if it's like interesting for people to see. And it's of course add with yarn to see like all the intricacies of getting projects up and running. Okay, we'll try yarn develop again and see if that solved it. Solves it, I mean. That did not work. Okay, can't read substring of undefined. Oh, it's probably because I think I called the entries the same thing as I did in POW. So since this is let's do another database name. So the test account I'm working towards now, or against, or whatever I should call it, I've also used it for POW. And the entries there, the entry database there is called entries. So it was kind of messing it up here, trying to get a different formatted entries. So here we are. We're now logged in as January 30th. We can add the journal entry. Oh, it's the 31st already today. Last day of January. Oh, I have not been good. I should set this as like a global const. Let me see. Ska vi se? I shouldn't have said database underscore name. So we'll leave those to just call them entries, but we call it database journal. So I guess this is the journal add page. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to change it like this instead, since this is a demo. So what we'll do is we'll just search for it. Oh, that was probably all the places then. And then we'll get back to our app and we'll just remove this. So in a proper project that's not like a demo project, this would not be like handwritten everywhere. But that's how I've done it in this demo. So let's try it again. Last day of January. We have a working app. Let's make it a paid app. Yeah, let's make it a paid app. And I will write down the timestamp so that it will make it easier for me to add timestamps to the video for people coming after. So we are at, doesn't say though, doesn't say. Okay, 33:10. So it takes about half an hour to get everything up and going each time. That's an interesting note to me. Maybe I should do that. No, I'm not going to do that pre-stream. You get to see it all. 10, I think it was. Ooh. Okay, so let's make this paid. Let's set it all up. And let's remove that console log. And then this link journal entry page. So we don't have any warnings before moving forward. And our ends are not in here. Up and running. Cool. So then we guess we need to make this a paid project. So now it's no payment required to open a database. We want to turn that on. Payment required, and let's, oh, it has to be test mode. So let's do collect recurring payments on your app with Stripe. Check the docs on payment for detailed instructions. Those were the ones we were reading. So let's read them again. An interesting side note, when I started using Userbase, you could only have end-to-end encryption, which means that the data can only be encrypted and decrypted by the user in the browser. But you can now use Userbase as a service that will then encrypt on rest and where you don't have access to the data. So if I clicked server side here, it would still encrypt everything in transit, which means when it's being sent, and also on the server. But Userbase has then the ability to uncrypt and then decrypt and then encrypt again, so that it can help out if people lose their passwords and stuff like that. But end-to-end encryption is the only kind of like true way to be 100% certain nobody will get access to your data when it's on the server. But the server-side version, which is often called encryption at rest, is still better than many places. And me as a developer in this case don't get access to the data, so you can feel certain that I'm not sneak peeking. But it's a good model if you know that your users would like more convenience when it comes to being able to reset their password, which is not possible with POW since I'm using the end-to-end version of encryption. Somebody is saying something, in particular, is using Yarn. Yeah, so the reason I started using Yarn is that I have a plugin, Gatsby OEmbed, Gatsby Transformer OEmbed, and with that plugin, I needed a workspace because I wanted to have the plugin code and the examples or demos that were using that plugin in the same repo, so that it was easier to develop. So I think now you can make that happen with NPM as well. But at that time, like the workspace approach was the easiest and the ones that I found examples of from Gatsby on how to do plugin development. So that's why I'm using Yarn. And then, yeah, well, I'll put in some, yeah, it's not a strong conviction. So we have done this. How are we going to connect our Userbase account with our Stripe account? Let's read the docs. Right, Ola? Ola is learning to read the docs. So, well, docs. Where are our docs? Payment. It's not saying anything. Check the docs on payment. Use these APIs to connect payments for a web app via Stripe. You can try it out. So, okay, include Stripe.js client in your web app. Connect a Stripe account to your user admin account in your admin panel. We're in our admin panel. Where will we connect? Maybe on the account page. Have I? Looks like I might have connected my Stripe account. I don't even remember doing that. So it's probably fairly easy then. So I'm guessing it's either from that page we were on or on this page that I did that. Should we disconnect and then try? No, let's just then keep on going. I don't know about you guys, but almost turning, not almost, I just turned 38, and I've started to notice that I kind of like forget like things that aren't that important. Like I can't even remember doing this. Somebody asked me on the Snooty Discord, like, how did you find me on Product Hunt? And I was like, I don't remember finding you on Product Hunt. Probably just popped up, I clicked the thing, and it's gone from my memory. Anywho, should we actually get some coding done? Okay, so let's go back to our app then and see if there's anything else we need to do. Create a product with a recurring price in your Stripe dashboard. I have done that. And then we need to add Stripe.js client to our web app. I'm going to log into Stripe in another window in case I'm not coming straight into where I need to be. I don't want you to see the, no, I'm here, test data. So this is our test data on my test account. So we have a product here. price with 2 prices. And this is where you can see that you can actually add a one time to the same thing now, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we got everything set up. We need to add the JavaScript SDK. And I'm pretty sure it's just yarn install Stripe. This is annoying when they only give you this option. Like, I don't want that option. I want to install it, but I'm pretty sure it's just Stripe. So let's do that then. Yarn add Stripe. No. I think we'll be going to 11:30 because that's just so you know, Ola, and everyone, because then we will actually get something done, I think. Okay, we've added the Stripe. So where do we want this payment stuff to happen? Let's create a new page. Payment page. I'm guessing we want it to happen here. Let's have a button. Payment. Or I guess some plans. We need yearly plan. Then we need monthly plan. Skip the prop types for now. Okay, let's go back to our docs. As you can see, I'm a messy developer. I kind of jump all over the place. But it gets very clean in the end. Include a Stripe client in your web app. Connect the Stripe account to Userbase admin. Create a product with recurring prices. Take note of the price ID. So let's do that. So this is the monthly plan. So I'm pretty sure we'll do something on the button here. So let's do unclick. Alert. Oh. Why can I not spell on alert? And then we'll do this was the monthly plan. Let's just copy this then. And we'll find the yearly plan. Copy. Are these different? Oh, they're just very similar in the beginning, but they are different in the end. Okay, so we have our price. Sorry, we have our price IDs and you're good to go. So this is what we need to do. So let's just do this then. Let's make a function or declare a function purchase. Let's write buy because I can actually buy subscription. Subscription. Price ID. So let's add the price ID in here. So we have declared a function that will take in the price ID and then call the Userbase purchase subscription. So now I can just copy that. Purchase subscription, Userbase, and then it will be redirected to the Stripe checkout form, and then we'll catch some errors. Console log those. So let's use that here then. So instead of alert, we'll do purchase description, subscription, and then purchase subscription. Okay. I know we need to import Userbase at least, but I'm wondering when I should import Stripe, or if this will import Stripe for me, because otherwise it will be kind of just like an unused import. We'll see. Oh, and then we need to hook up the payment page. Otherwise, it will be pretty boring. So we have a router here. We have login, sign up, log out. And I'm setting the user in case we need that payment. For POW, I use Redux, so that Redux toolkit, so I have these accessible from any component. But in this project, I wanted to keep it as little tech as possible. So here I have to do prop drilling and kind of like send it down. I could use context, but I just never befriended context. So, and we do payment page. That should be imported for us. But it does, oh, excuse me, it doesn't need set user, does it? Payment. And payment page, did you get imported? Sometimes it gets imported, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure why. I should look into that. Okay, and then also on the payments page, we should have a success URL. And how do I do that? I just grab it from the browser URL, I think, in my POW work, in my POW project. So let's fix that too. Let's have a look on how I'm doing it. I often use my own little here. So this is also interesting because on when it's building as SSHG, it's not available. Let's just do a const, and we can do, we only want to do that if type of window is not undefined. Window location, origin, and then we should have a base URL that we can use here. So this is, if you're not coming from kind of static site generation world, this site will be built once, and when it's being built or like generated, there are no windows or window doesn't exist because it's not in the browser. So when we're doing stuff where we're like asking window, or we're asking for other kind of functionality that only the browser has, we have to make sure that we don't do that at build. So then we can do this type of window undefined. So in most of my projects, as you saw in POW, I have like a constant that I can import from anywhere where I have, is this SSG or not, server-side generation or not. And then we use string interpolation, or whatever it's called. Success. I like to most often send people to kind of my main page when it's successful. So let's just send it to like app. And then if it's canceled, let's send them to back to payment for now. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Can't resolve Userbase. Did I not import Userbase? Let's see how we've done that in other pages. Oh, it's Userbase.js. It's Userbase-js. Where's my app? Over here. Ah, it's already, wow, look at that. It just sent me, I had a nice error page already made. I'm pretty good. Anyway, so subscription not found. User must purchase a subscription. Very good. We're already getting the error. And of course, here we should have then a link to the purchase page, but we know that it's payment. Subscription not found. User must purchase. Oh, I know what's happening. I think I actually I fetched the entries kind of on a global level or a global app level, and that will then kick us off into the problem that we are seeing. So what we saw is that it's only a problem for opening databases. It's not a problem on the login, log out, and even on, well, a journal entry page, it would be a problem because here I am getting the entries and I'm finding an entry. Journal add page, payment page. But other than that, it's pretty good. So maybe I should just add my payment page outside of the app and then just set up the session again. I think that will make it easier for us. So payment JS. I might do like restructure this, but let's make it work for now. Payment page, and then I'll copy like some of this in it. So we only want to init Userbase this time around and our user, but we don't want to open the database. We're not doing that here. When are we doing that exactly? Yeah, we're doing that here. So we don't want to do this part. Just want to initialize the Userbase. And we can't have the payment page, so let's just copy whatever we have in our payment page. Yes, we have to restructure how we're using our routers, I guess. Also in POW, I know we have to, but we'll have to do something here as well. So now everything should be set up. Okay, so our payment page, let's see if it works. So we don't have a payment page anymore. So let's just do payment. Don't need the prop types. So since this isn't pages, Gatsby should build it for us, but it might need a new. I know that I haven't updated Gatsby for this project, but if we had updated Gatsby, this would have been done for us. It would notice that there were new pages coming in and going out and would like refresh, but the older Gatsby weren't as smart. But I think this might be our problem. And then, of course, we are not. We need some React stuff. But we don't really need to set the user. We just need it for the payment page, we just need it to start a session. So let's not do any of this. Yeah, but you have to be logged in. Otherwise, we need to kick you out. So I kind of want to do it in here, but let's not get carried. Let's get this payment thing just working. Set status. So we just want to initialize Userbase. And that should be good. You're already logged in. So what's happening now? Why aren't we seeing anything? So I need the set. I don't do, set status. Let's skip that. I'll have to take this back and like payments page is not defined. Okay, so it says connected, init user base, we are good. So what happens if we click the yearly plan? Stripe library missing. Be sure to include the script in your HTML file. How do we do that? And I thought we just, how do we do that in POW? Let's see, Stripe, pages. Is it profile? No, it's onboarding. Or it's payment. I've done this so many times and I still don't remember. Yeah, we do load Stripe. We don't want to have this included on all pages. So we just do it on this page and then we use it. Load Stripe then. Maybe we should just do load Stripe then. At Stripe, load Stripe from Stripe.js. Yeah. So we need to import. So we didn't, I was confusing, as I sometimes do. We installed Stripe, which is more of like the node Stripe, but we need the client side Stripe, of course, because we are in the client now. So I told the family initially it was going to be to 11, so we'll see how it goes, because they are now coming down and wanting to do stuff. Okay, and then in our payment, we should then do load Stripe. I need to make notes out of these things for myself, so whenever I'm going to do this in a new project, I remember what to do. And then I think I then did that because in the world of Gatsby and React, we need to do this on an effect. If it's only done once, well, I can just do it inside of this effect. So init, we Userbase init, and then we await load Stripe. Then we need our Stripe key. So let's head on over to Stripe and find our key. So it's this. So it's the publishable key, because this is going to go in our front end. And even though, even though it's kind of like a secret, but as long as anything is given a value into our client and then available in the browser, it's not really secret, is it? So. Hello, Lillian. Vill du komma och säga hej? Okay, then let's see if we have Stripe loaded or not. Oh, I forgot to see if anybody is asking anything. I'm like in the zone. I'm reading your things here. Yeah, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. I'm the kind of person who loves to test out new things then, and then I break stuff. Oh, so Ula's learning context, which will, he could go into this project and then use context on it. That would be interesting. Okay, let's see where we're at. Oh my God, it already failed. Where did it fail? It's because I added Stripe. Let's see what's happening to our package here. So yarn, remove. Remove Stripe. Load Stripe, Userbase. Okay. Oh, it's because we probably already have it running. Load Stripe is defined, but never, so that's not done. Okay, so we should be good then. Yearly plan. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. It looks like it's working, and it's even sent in the email, which I love because I didn't manage to do that myself. Okay, so let's pay then. So we are on the yearly plan, and as you can see, test mode. It's very tiny. So when I try to do these tests with friends, they're like, will my card be? But and then we need to use a test card that I have saved in my password manager. Oh, but I can't speak while writing that because then. Let's see. We are subscribing. So this takes a while because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scene with Stripe and Userbase and stuff like that to make sure it's working. I paid. We are loading and it's working. And it's 11:08. Oh, feeling good. So let's wrap up, and I'm going to write when we're wrapping up. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat and I'll answer them before moving out of this. But let's have a look at what we've done step by step. So first, we made sure to do these steps that were in the purchase subscription docs. We included the Stripe client in your web app. We had some problems there because I didn't really remember how we did that, but we found it in my POW code. And one way you could do it is, as Stripe says, you can add it. Oh, come on. You could add it with a script tag, but that's not really the Gatsby way. And also, we don't want to include this on every page. So we did it more of a React Gatsby way. We imported the load Stripe function from the Stripe client side JavaScript SDK. So we loaded it from there. And on use effect, which is when this page is loaded, we load Stripe. So only on that page, it will load Stripe into the browser. So that's cool. And then We connected the Stripe account to your Userbase admin account in your admin panel. I had obviously done this because here it said disconnect Stripe. So it was either on this edit account page or on the app page that I actually did the connection. I can't remember. Then we created product with reoccurring prices in your Stripe dashboard. I had already done that. If we go to products, POW Dev, I had 2 prices, a monthly and a yearly. And then the fun fact that you can now add a one-time subscription if you want to offer lifetime subscriptions. So I had done that, and we took note. No, sorry. And we took the note of these price IDs. Then we just copied all of this code and added it in a purchase subscription method or function that takes in the price ID. And then on our buttons, we did purchase subscription and then the yearly plan price ID, and purchase subscription, the monthly plan ID. I would probably also refactor these out into becoming end variables, but you can do that on your own if you are looking at this. We also saw that it worked really well with I have an error page here that just takes all the errors and then loads up whenever there's an error. The error page is used. So if there's an error, the error page is used, and then it will say you need to buy a subscription. The problem we did have with my architecture for this demo app is that I am asking for these journal entries here in kind of the wrapper for all the pages. So when I tried to make the payment page a sub page, we were just thrown to the error page right away and not being able to access whatever was on the payment page. So we made it its own page. I'm going to give it a little bit of a think how I would like to do it for this demo app, and then probably, clean it up a little bit and update the app on Gatsby so that you can have a look at the final solution. So link to that will be in the description below. It will just be the old app with no payment for a little while, but I will push this up as at least a pull request, so it's possible to see the work we've done today on making payments, adding payment to the demo app. And when that's done, Ulla, or me, we'll see, will be changing out our payment page on POW to use Userbase's payment. And I think it will be a fairly quick switch, because if we go to the code here on the payment page, so we're loading Stripe. There's lots of things happening. We have plans and blah, 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 but we have the handle submit, which takes Stripe redirect to checkout, and it adds all of this data. And as you can see, this is pretty similar to the subscription, the things we need for purchase subscription. So I think as a first effort, kind of all we need to do is swap this section out with Userbase's version. So that will be Ulla's task. And then I will have to have a think about how we're going to handle the flow of kicking people out or not, depending on if they've paid or not. So that will be an interesting architectural decision for me. And then Ulla can use this video and his knowledge to change this out. So that was all for today. We managed to add the payment in, I guess, 45 minutes. We spent the first half hour setting up everything, getting ready. So in 45 minutes, we managed to add payment to my ugliest journal Gatsby app. And that's all for today. I hope you found it valuable. You can always reach out to me on Twitter. I'm @Ray. Please subscribe to if you want to, you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter in the description below, where I talk about what I do as an indie hacker and how POW is going. And, reach out to me if you like. I like to chat with people about code and indie hacking. So anytime, feel free to ask questions on Twitter or as an answer to any of the newsletters you receive. And that's all for today. I'm going to ask Lillian if she wants to join in on the outro. Lillian, vill du vara med och säga pow, pow, pow? She does not. She's becoming a teenager, even though she's just 6. So hopefully I'll see you next Sunday. And in February, I hope to be focusing on some new and exciting features for POW, where I'm going to visualize your menstrual cycle in fun and exciting ways. So that will be the focus for February. January had been focused on like cleaning up all of these like kind of boring back and non-visible stuff, so that we are ready to greet more and more users that I hope to get when we've done the visualization stuff. But that's all for today. See you next Sunday. Pow, 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 pow.